Hello, I'm Joy Ellen, and this is yoga for Bharatanatyam dancers. I'm going to be showing you some stabilization, back and core, strength and flexibility exercises. These exercises are really good for Bharatanatyam dance because they help improve your posture and strengthen your back and core to support your torso. Let's begin first by doing some breathing exercises. Come on your back with your legs bent and hip distance apart. First, we're going to breathe into the tummy and out. Put your hands on your tummy so that you can feel your tummy rise and fall. Inhale, tummy rises. Exhale, tummy falls. Inhale, tummy rises. Exhale, tummy falls. Inhale, tummy rises. Exhale, tummy falls. And continue to do this at your own pace. Nice and slow. These exercises are really good for keeping you breathing throughout the whole body. When you're dancing, you're concentrating on your movements, and there's a tendency to hold the breath. By practicing these exercises, you'll be able to continue breathing and increase your stamina while you're dancing. Now, what I like you to do is I want you to use your tummy muscles so that when you inhale, I want you to use your tummy and push out. And then exhale and use the muscles and push down. When you use your muscles to do this, you are forcing more breath into the body and out of the body. So inhale, push the tummy up, and exhale, pull the tummy in. Inhale, push the tummy up, and exhale, pull the tummy in. Now what I like you to do is I like you to tighten your core. All these muscles all the way around from the middle of your back to the front of your tummy, your belly button. And while these are nice and tight, I want you to continue that breath into the tummy. So there's a tightening of the core, and there's a little bit of loosening because the tummy is moving. So here you're nice and tight, supporting your back while you're breathing throughout the whole body. So inhale, and the tummy rises. Exhale, tummy fall. Inhale, tummy rises. Might not rise quite as much and falls. Because you are, continue to breathe, you are tightening that core. So keep continuing at your own pace for a couple more breaths. Now we're going to work on some coordination. You should still be continuing your breath as I'm explaining it. What we're going to do is we're going to hold our arms up so that your hands reach for the sky. And then you're going to be alternating your legs and your to do a kind of like a pedaling motion. So inhale, tummy and leg rises. Exhale, and it falls. Inhale, the other leg, and exhale, it falls. Continue to do this, nice and slow. The core should be tight, and you should be breathing into your tummy. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, don't put your toes on the ground. And continue breathing. When the tummy's tight, it's closer to the ground. So your back should be pressed against the ground when you're doing this. It's a very slow movement. To make it even more challenging, we can move our arms with our legs. And we can straighten the leg out. Continue. Keep the core nice and tight. Very, very slight movement. Back is against the ground. Shoulders are on the ground. And you're breathing into your tummy. In and out. Now we'll do one more. Bring your arms so that they're up to the sky. And now we'll go sideways. You want to keep your hips on the ground, hips and shoulders. Inhale down. Exhale up. Down, exhale up, and continue a few more times. Nice and slow. This takes quite a bit of concentration, which is also something that we work on in our dance, to concentrate on the different parts of the body at the same time. Okay, you can lower your arms, and we're now going to do the hundreds. The hundreds are a core strengthening exercise, and they're called the hundreds because we do them 100 times. And there's different stages. The first stage is to be in tabletop, and the core is nice and tight, so the back is against the ground. And the next stage is to straighten the legs into full boat, and then the complete stage is to lower the legs into low boat. So first, lift your shoulders off the ground, the arms are by the side, the fingertips are spread apart. Lift your legs up into either tabletop, straight, or low boat, and we'll begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, halfway there. And remember to breathe into your tummy. We're probably like about at 70 now. 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. And gradually lower. And just rest a bit. And you should feel that right here in your tummy. The muscles working here. And just take a couple breaths into the tummy and out. Into the tummy and out. Now we're going to do bridge. And bridge works the back muscles, the glutes and the hamstrings. It's not a huge back strengthening. It's kind of like a beginning back strengthening posture to get ready for a stronger back strengthening exercises that we'll be doing later. And when we do bridge, there are different ways to do bridge. One way to do bridge is to bring the back up so that it has a nice arch. And you do bridge this way when you're getting ready to practice upward bow to get the back nice and flexible for the upward bow, which a lot of people call wheel. We won't be doing bridge that way because we're working on our stabilization muscles. So the way we want to do bridge is we want to have the back nice and straight. And this will work more of both the back muscles and a little bit of the core muscles and the hamstrings and the glutes. So let's begin. And we're going to hold this for 50 seconds for half of the hundreds. Have your arms by the side, shoulders on the ground, fingers nice and wide, and keep the legs parallel, and take a inhale and exhale, lift until the back is straight. The knees should be right above the ankles. I hope mine are. I don't have a mirror to see. If they're too far in, then just move them out. And we'll hold this for 50 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Now don't collapse. You don't want to just collapse down. When we come down out of this, we want to actually go one vertebrae at a time, all the way down the back until our glutes touch the ground. And there we go. And just rest here for a couple seconds. Make sure you're breathing into the tummy, and then come on up. Okay, the next thing we're going to be working on is the bear pose. And the bear pose is a core strengthening pose. Not quite as strengthening as the hundreds. It's a good pose though. We'll do the bear pose. And when you do this, you want to be nice and stacked. So in yoga, you know, when we're in these postures where we're, you know, usually standing postures, we want to keep everything nice and stacked, just like a table. If a table's not stacked, it falls over, right? It's not stable. We want to be nice and stable. So that means we have our hips over our knees. If we're standing up, knees over the ankles. We have our elbow over our wrist and our shoulder over our elbows. And for a lot of people that have issues with their wrists, there are modifications that they can do. They can either keep their hands in fists to keep the wrist nice and straight, or they can use their forearms instead of being directly on their hands or on their wrists. Okay, so we're going to do the bear pose. Now it's a bear pose, so we're going to grip the mat with our paws. And this will help also to keep the pressure off of the wrist. We're going to bear weight on the wrist, but on also the fingertips and right here on the palm of the hands. So take your hands and place everything nice and stacked. Elbow above wrist, shoulder above elbow, fingertips gripping, fingers nice and spread, arms shoulder distance apart, have the buttocks right over the knees, and have the legs hip distance apart. Now to do bear, what you want to do is you just want to lift straight up. You don't want to lift back, the buttocks back, or the buttocks forwards. You're just going to lift them straight up. And the knees, you don't want them to come in. They should be nice and straight. The back should be nice and straight. You should feel the weight over those fingertips as well as the wrists and the palms. And we'll hold this for 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Lower the knees slightly, and then come into child's pose. When you're in child's pose, it's an active child's pose here. You want to be stretching forwards with your hands and backwards with your buttocks, making the back nice and long and straightening that out. Now we're going to come up and we're going to do bear pose again. Only this time we're going to make it a little bit more challenging if you want to, or you can just stay there. So bring the buttocks straight up, and then just lift one paw. It's a very subtle movement. You want to try not to move the body so much. Just like in Bharatanatyam, when you're in our Monday and you're doing your footwork, you don't want to be having too much movement. And we're going around. One hand, another hand, one foot, another foot. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. Foot, foot, hand, hand, foot, foot, hand, hand, foot, foot, hand, and hand. And if you really want to make it even more challenging than that, lift the opposite hand and foot, back down, and opposite hand and foot, and back down. And back down on your knees, and into child's pose. And then come on back up. We're going to be doing table. So let's start and do that. With table, again, everything's nice and stacked, fingers are apart, and legs are hip distance apart. We want to lift up one arm and one leg, nice and straight. We don't want the leg to go up high. We're not practicing our arches. We're doing our stabilization. And then we do the other side. And you can either keep your neck nice and straight, or you can look forwards. I like looking forwards. There's different thoughts on that. If you keep your neck nice and straight, the breath can flow in better. If you look forwards, that helps to balance. Try to keep your hips level. You don't want one to raise up. And we'll just continue this a few more times. Remember to be breathing. Exhale. Inhale, return. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, return. And then back into child's pose. And concentrate on the breath into the tummy. Now Now we're going to be doing plank. And with plank, you can do plank a couple of ways. You can do plank on your hands, and you can do plank on your forearms. Even if you have wrist issues, you can do it on your forearms. But actually doing it on your forearms, many people feel that that's more difficult, that it takes more core to do it. I'm going to be doing it on the forearms so that I can get more core work done. What you want to do is you come down on the forearms, have the arms nice and straight, everything nice and stacked. Now you can either stay on your knees or you can raise your knees. You want to keep your back nice and straight, your buttocks down, and this is kind of hard to figure out where you are when you don't have a mirror to see. You can look down or you can look forwards, and we'll hold for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And back down. And then, again, child's pose. And let's do that one more time. Bring the legs back. You can stay on your knees if you like. And we'll hold this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And back down. Into child's pose. Now we'll work on our obliques, which are the sides of the body. So come on down onto the side. You want to have, again, nice and stacked. Fingers are wide open. Going to make a box. So we're going to have this arm kind of like here, and then the leg come across so that we have this box form. Then bring the bottom leg to the ankle. You want to keep the knee, you want to keep the ankle so that it's not way under the knee. So if it is, bring it out. It doesn't have to be directly right underneath the knee, but the closer you can get it to be that, the better. And then we're going to take one arm and we're going to lift. Keep this nice and nice lifted. Don't sag. Otherwise you're not working your obliques. Keep nice and lifted, and we're going to be moving up and over. We're not going to be moving up and down. It's an up and over movement. And we'll do 10 of these. And we're going to come up like about a couple inches off the ground. That's it. It's a very slight movement. 1, 2. You want to be inhaling. 3. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. 7. Inhale. 8. Inhale. 9. Inhale. And 10. And then we'll do the other side. Again, we're going to set up the box. Fingers are spread apart, legs forwards. You want, this one is so that you have the box. And one of the reasons why it's okay to have this not like even be spread out a little bit, that's fine, is that when we lift up, we actually move the knee this direction. Okay, so you're all set, nice and lifted, arm overhead, and 1. Back down. You really should be feeling this on your side. If you're not, then you're probably not quite in the position quite right. And I think this is 4 and 5. Nice and slow. 6. Remember that the core is tight and that you're breathing into the tummy. 7 and 8 and 9. And you should really, really be working the side. Don't put too much pressure on the leg. And 10. Okay, so we're done with the obliques. And we're going to be doing more of those stronger back exercises now. So come onto your tummies. Have your knees directly on the ground so that the heels don't go out to the sides. And so you should be flat, straight. The legs should be straight. And then what we're going to do first is we're going to do the easy cobra to make it more challenging. First, just exhale up, and to make it more challenging, you can lift your hands off of the mat. And we'll hold this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back down. And bring your head to one side, arms by the side. And breathe. Now we're going to be doing a deeper cobra stretch. So come back, head on the mat. Place your arms back, pull back with your arms. And inhale, exhale up. And we'll hold this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And put your head to the other side. Arms by the side. Now it helps to exhale to push up because it gives you a kind of a puff of energy, and it will help you get into a more extensive position. And also when you put your head to the side, it's good to alternate because in yoga we like to keep things balanced. If one of your sides is stronger than the other, then you can emphasize the weaker side until the body gets more balanced, and then you want to do whatever you do to one side, you want to do that on the other side. Okay, now we're going to do the legs. Have your forehead on the ground. Make sure you can still breathe. And take your palms, they're going to be facing the floor, and bring them under your torso so that they're kind of between the hip bone, so or I should say inside of the hip bone, so that they're not right on the hip bone. If they're right on the hip bone, that's not going to feel too good. So they're really inside here. And just push that inside so it's on the inside of the hip bone. Palms are down, forehead's on the ground, and then we'll inhale. Exhale, up with the legs, and just the legs. Forehead still on the ground, and we'll count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring them down. Arms go out. And bring the head to one side. And just rest here for a couple of breaths. Make sure you're breathing into the tummy. You should be breathing into the tummy when you're doing all of these exercises. It's kind of hard to feel because the tummy is stretched, but you should still be trying to breathe into the tummy. It helps also to breathe into the back when you're doing back bends. So you're breathing down. The diaphragm is going down and it's going into the tummy and into the back. It's just going into the downward area. Okay, now we're going to do both the arms and the legs for downward facing boat. Bring your arms back and hold them, and forehead's on the ground, and exhale, then inhale, and exhale up. And we'll hold this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then come on down and place the head on the other side. And just rest here for a couple seconds. And then come on back up. And that basically finishes our stabilization exercises. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. So thank you very much.